Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Playing retro games has gotten way too expensive. That's right. We're going to do something about it today. Thank you for coming to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. If you're a channel member, you're listening to this early. And if you're not, well, you're here now and you get to enjoy it. Guys, let's talk about the retro gaming market in 2025. Let me tell you something. They've gotten way out of hand, these prices. They really have. And a lot of times, just to get into basic retro gaming, you're talking about hundreds of dollars, right? Just to play just regular games. What are you to do? What are you to do if you want to introduce people to the hobby? What are you to do if you want to show people games, if you want to show your kids games? What are you to do? Let's talk about possible solutions here. The retro gaming market has become increasingly more expensive every year. You know, the classics usually are more expensive. There's a lot of hidden gems, if you will, that were hidden gems and have just been skyrocketing in price because everybody on YouTube and everywhere else talks about them. So what do you do with so much demand and the scarcity of these products? Because let's face it, the collector speculation and the influx of just new people wanting to get into the hobby have created a barrier of entry, especially for younger gamers who may want to be interested, maybe want to play some of the games, experience some of the retro classics, but once they look at the price, they're like, whoa, with inflation and everything else. But let me tell you something, modern technology is here to help, right? It provides an excellent solution. And for me, it's always try before you buy, right? I'm all about the consumer and try to give you the best experience possible. I am a game hoarder myself, but I got into the hobby years and years ago. So, my entry point for these games was a lot lower than most people's that are entering the market today. Or absolutely is. I was buying games for 10 cents for a quarter. I was buying, 3 games for $5. You can't find those kind of deals anymore on the titles that you want. You just can't. And the soaring cost of retro gaming, let's talk about that. Like the retro gaming market has experienced a huge surge in prices due to several factors. First, retro gamers and consoles are finite resources. With each passing year, fewer cartridges function, fewer systems remain in circulation because they break down or something happens to them. And let's face it, if they fix them, now that console is going to be more expensive because it has been upgraded, updated. It drives up the price. The second thing is collectors and resellers have played a huge role in inflating the prices by hoarding these games. Not just game hoarders like me, it's these huge retailers that are acquiring rare games and titles and don't release them, and they just put them at, exorbitant prices out there. Some games like Earthbound for the Super Nintendo, for example, Panzer Dragoon Saga, now sell for hundreds, depending on if they're graded or not, or whatever latest scam is out there. It could be thousands of dollars. And, finally, let's talk about the nostalgia that a lot of people still have for these games. They grew up with these games. All these things help drive up the prices. And you can talk about a new, let's say you want to get into the Virtual Boy. I mean, the prices skyrocket on the thing. You can find, one maybe for $600 or something. It goes up from there to the thousands of dollars. The Dreamcast. I bought multiple Dreamcasts for like $50. If you want a good one now, with 2 controllers and a couple of games, you're probably looking at $200. What about Nintendo 64? What if you want the Pikachu edition? Oh, you're looking at $300 Krispies plus maybe. Used, of course. If you want a new one, it could be $1,000. Who knows? The Atari 2600 is probably the friendliest one, but if you want a new one in the box with everything in it, maybe a couple of games, it could be $150 and more. For young players, that want to experience retro gaming, this really is the barrier for entry, right? You don't have a lot of money when you're young. I didn't, you didn't. Most of us growing up didn't have a lot of money to spend hundreds of dollars on a brand new hobby. So how do these players get to experience these games, right, with all these huge costs that are in today's market? Well, For me, like I said, it's try before you buy. And because of that, I'm giving you 3 websites here where you can go play retro games right now for free, and you can experience those games. You know, a lot of people, you know, when you introduce them to a game, maybe they think it's okay. Everybody's taste is different. You know, like I like a lot of shooters, you know, I like Contra, those type of games. But maybe somebody coming into the hobby, they want, I don't know, RPGs. Well, those in the retro market, especially JRPGs, are going to be more expensive. So rather than, you know, have them wait to try to play an RPG, you know, and spend like $70 for a cartridge or what have you, plus the console and all that, you can try it first. You know, a lot of the games that I have that are expensive, I bought them because I liked the game. I wanted to play the game. I had nostalgia for the game. I didn't buy it because it might be expensive. But people are buying these games out of speculation. A lot of the quote-unquote investors out there, which is part of the problem. Now you can have nostalgia without the price tag. You can introduce, you know, either older gamers that used to be gamers in the past, you know, and take them over to these websites. And all you need is a controller. If you can play with a keyboard too, but you know, it's better to have a controller, just an Xbox controller, even a wired one will do. And you can play these games and try them out and see what they're all about before you start spending the big bucks. And maybe if you find something that you like, then, you know, you can go from there. But this gives accessibility to newcomers. You know, now you can have your kids play game if you're a parent out there that, you know, are tight on funds or something like that, but you want to show them what the games used to look like. Here you go. You go buy a cheap used controller for $20. You already have a laptop, you already have a computer, you get on these websites and you're playing. What if you're an older gamer, right? Maybe you're getting to retirement age, you used to like to play video games back in the day, maybe you had an NES, maybe you had an Atari, whatever. You can go back and play these games on these websites. There's hundreds and hundreds of titles, right? And if you do decide that this is for you, then you can, you know, try before you buy. Because a lot of people will tell me, hey, you know, you could just emulate. You could. There's a lot of cheaper options out there, right? But that's still, you know, you still have to spend the money. The quality is hit or miss, you know, what have you. But let's say you want to buy a big collection. You want to buy a big collection of games, let's say up to the 5th generation, right? The semi-decent library. Well, you're going to need about 12 terabytes. Right? If you shop around maybe Amazon, you'll get something for thousands and thousands of games for like $400. 8 terabytes around $250, and 4 terabytes around $150. Maybe you want to go that route after you try before you buy. Right? But still, that's also an investment. Not everybody has $150 laying around, and maybe you just feel like playing retro games right now. Maybe you want to play them when you're on a break at work. You know, who knows, right? Maybe there's a game you can't find the copy for, you know, whatever. You can go onto these websites and search, and you can have a good time as long as you have a semi-decent, you know, internet connection. You should be okay. I'm going to put a link down below to my Substack, which is where I wrote the original article, and then, you know, from there you guys can go and look at the links and look at the websites that you're looking on screen here, and go try them out. Go see what you like. Maybe there's a system that you never thought about there. Maybe there's a game that you never played. Maybe there's a genre, you know, whatever it is. Because a lot of people, even with emulation, they don't like messing around with it, downloading, setting up, and doing all that stuff. This is a quick fix. You just go to the website, you pick your game, and you play. You can sample it from there. And then if you're interested, then you can take additional steps in order to get that game however you want to play it, however you want to get into the hobby. But, you know, there's other solutions rather than spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get into the hobby and to enjoy the games that you've always loved. All right, humans, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button if you like videos like these. You know, I put legacy or evergreen content here every Sunday and Monday, and then I'll do commentary videos on other off days whenever I'm not busy. You know, I'll throw other topics on there, but I really want to focus on a lot of the retro content here, and I'm putting those on Sundays and Mondays. Once again, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.